So I was on YouTube the other day watching Giguk, and he had a sponsored ad for Wuthering Waves, which is an anime-based game with their first anniversary, and I thought I'd give it a go. Now, I've played games like Genshin before, but I typically have dropped them quicker than this person dropped me because the gameplay wasn't that exciting. So I was looking forward to trying out this game that looked very similar and seeing how it would entice me. And immediately you're sort of drawn in by the anime visuals and aesthetics as well as the cool sounds. So in this review we'll be looking at what actually is Wuthering Waves. And immediately I'm captivated by this amazing gameplay of a capture, which I completely fail straight away, and I'm thrown into a boss fight about 2 minutes into starting the game. And this boss fight looks like it's straight ripped out of Bleach, which I absolutely love. And after throwing my ultimate move of dancing, I decided to pull out my move of stopping time and beating up the boss, in which I absolutely get called out by the NPCs. After getting yelled at by the NPCs, I decided to completely skip most of the dialogue as I wanted to get to pulling my favourite character straight away, even though I didn't know what this was at the time. So this review won't be spawning any of the information about the story because I completely don't know anything about it. One feature I absolutely love about Wuthering Waves is the echo feature, where any enemy you defeat has a chance to drop an echo, which allows you to summon or transform into them and can provide buffs if equipped in the secondary slot. After beating up the local wildlife, you're introduced to the first city, and to be honest, it's very impressive for the first starting area. So at this point, Wuthering Waves introduces its map feature, so you can access most areas without having to unlock the map. But if you want to access information such as areas of interest or just specific sites, then you have to access these towers by putting in your gourds, a bit like Legend of Zelda. However, fast travel points are always highlighted. At this moment I unlocked the best feature, which is pulling characters. So, because it's the first anniversary, they've given away a lot of stuff, and I decided to pick the coolest looking person without reading any of the abilities, and I'd somehow managed to get Sephiroth, or Wuthering Waves equivalent of Sephiroth, except he also has a JoJo stand. And this is where Wuthering Waves sort of stands out compared to Genshin, is because each character has its own sort of moveset, and the heavy attacks are all individually unique as well, and they're activated in different ways, making every character play completely differently. Of course, this game has microtransactions like many other games, but you're not forced, and Wuthering Waves is one of the games that is actually quite good for providing lots of free stuff like you can see here, especially with big events like anniversaries. Also, in the anniversaries, they are very lenient in terms of giving out lots of free stuff, even if you don't play that much. And there's also a limited time event where you can invite your friends and both get things at once. So I'd highly recommend trying it out right now. Now, Wuthering Waves doesn't only have a specific type of gameplay. They have little mini games like this, which you completely randomly stumble upon. And from my brief time within Wuthering Waves, I found out that there is multiple different features and different mini games and puzzles scattered throughout the map that are specific to each area and zone. So you're never feeling like there's nothing new to do, and there's always fun activities to try out with friends. And side quests are pretty fun too. They're randomly tailored for different things, such as this guy Dashbon being specific to parkour and utilizing the game's mechanics, such as the wall running and grapple mechanics. And this makes it completely fun to try different side quests, as you never know what you might run into. And Wuthering Waves is tailored to make it easy to explore, with such grapple points like this making it easy to go around cities, and this is the same for most other areas within the game. And from my brief time of around 20 hours, I've been able to collect lots of different items and upgrade my characters, weapons and echoes very quickly, and these all tie into challenges, daily quests, which provide rewards such as premium currency or stamina increases, which enable you to explore or obtain new things quicker. Now, after exploring some of the things that Wuthering Waves has to offer, I decided to head back into the main story, and it is actually quite interesting. You find out that there's these things called tacit discords that you are fighting, and you have various people such as these cool resonators that you play as that are involved within the story and can resonate with the echoes and become them. And during story moments like this, you don't have to have access to the character, and the game provides you with a leveled up version so you can progress the story even if you aren't upgrading your characters. However, certain moments such as dungeons like this that are part of the main story, you use your own characters, so it might be best to upgrade whenever you can to make the game easier. And the main story keeps it interesting by integrating puzzles wherever they can to make the gameplay fun and exciting. After progressing a while through the first act of the story, you can skip to the second act, which is the current live act of the game, but this does break immersion and provides some spoilers to the main story. The benefit to this is if you don't want to listen to the story or you want to access certain special event quests or special rewards, then you can skip ahead and access them early and be able to not miss out if it is time limited. But you do reveal the story early, which might be a problem for some people. Now I'm going to bring up a very minor gameplay spoiler, so please skip this if you don't want to listen. In Act 2, you are introduced to one of the coolest features that I think I've seen in a game like this, and that is flight. This ability is introduced within the start of Act 2, and it means you can completely explore freely anywhere you want by just flying. And it makes exploration and item collection a lot easier, as you can dash at any moment, making you fly across the sky, enabling you to unlock any fast travel locations or progress the main story even quicker. This feature, however, like most others, is region locked, so it's only available within the second act and the map's areas associated with it. I decided to head back into Genshin to see how the game plays after playing Wuthering Waves, and I must say the game feels a lot slower, with combat feeling less exciting as you don't have certain features like parrying and proper dodging that you find in Wuthering Waves. Take this small battle interaction for example, where you can see the effects of each character very clearly, and swapping characters keeps the previous character on screen when compared to Genshin where the character completely swaps out. Now this is a lot easier to do in the PC version than the mobile version, however it means that you can stack up damage combos and defeat enemies a lot quicker, making Genshin just feel very slow in comparison and a lot worse. I would highly recommend playing Wuthering Waves, especially if you are a Genshin fan or just a fan of anime combat in general. The game is ongoing and is getting lots of support with updates generally happening every month. Well, what do you guys think? Do you reckon this game's worth checking out? Let me know down in the comments, and if you're already playing, tell me which character is your favourite. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.